Summer emphasizes the mission of the U.S. Naval Academy to develop midshipmen morally, mentally, and physically. In just 6 weeks, these young men and women will be taught the strong mental framework critical to becoming a successful naval officer. As they make the transition from civilian life to a strict military regimen, they will be instilled with a sense of personal honor, integrity, and dedication to the naval service. Through the shared experience of Plebe Summer, they will develop camaraderie with their classmates that will last a lifetime.
In the coming weeks, you will be challenged, morally, mentally, and physically. It will not be easy, but the things in life we cherish the most are those that we work the hardest to obtain. Smart enough, strong enough, motivated enough, you would not be here today. We will teach you to overcome, to persevere, and face adversity head-on. The key to this resiliency and perseverance is motivation. It's what distinguishes this education that you will receive here from all others. You will learn to live a life guided by honor, courage, and commitment. You will be imbued with the highest ideals of duty, loyalty, and service. Each one of you has great potential, but you are not yet ready to serve as leaders. Our enlisted sailors and Marines like you have volunteered to serve, and they deserve only the very best.
In the dawn hours of induction day, parents say goodbye to their sons and daughters, placing them in the care of the Plebe Summer detailers. The plebes are processed and medically screened, issued their uniforms, and given haircuts.
First and last words out of your mouth need to be sir, ma'am, for the rest of the day. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You may fill this out and leave your name, alpha, and your company number here as an example. Anything personal needs to be in your bag at this time. This includes cell phone, wallet, watches.
Waist, 32, chest, 4640.
Alright, good. Cool. Last name, first name, middle initial, below that your alpha code, below that your company and platoon.
She's so cute. He's welcome. Hand out.
Move with the purpose, move with the purpose.
Welcome to the Naval Academy.
Next, we're gonna learn how to salute. Hand, salute. You're gonna take your arm parallel to the deck. It's gonna be one flat board. You're gonna take your forearm, bring it up to the brim of my cover, in my case, in y'all's case, your eyebrow or the corner of your glasses if you have glasses on. Your hand is going to be canted down. You're going to be looking forward. Ready, two. All right, ball out.
As the sun sets over Tecumseh Court, friends and family gather to catch a glimpse of their transformed son or daughter at the oath of office ceremony. Commandant of Midshipmen issues the oath of office.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter? So help you God. Welcome aboard, shipmates.
Families are briefly reunited. New haircuts and uniforms are admired, and goodbyes are said. And Plebe Summer begins.
Take your racks, you're not grabbing your shades. Take your racks and fall out, you got 7 minutes. Hurry up.
The plebes learn a completely new way of life centered on Bancroft Hall.
Bancroft Hall is the hub about which the Naval Academy revolves. Obviously, besides the obvious factors of sleeping there, doing your homework there, studying there, where you live in the hall is very important. It correlates to what company you're signed with, but then you're living nearby your same 35 or 40 classmates in your company at the same time, so you develop a very strong family mentality that you won't see, in my experience, at any other college in the nation. And it's that family, that company family, that your 4 years are really going to revolve around that makes Bancroft Hall so special.
Teamwork, right? We're a team.
The plebes get their first taste of rigorous military training beginning with their daily morning workout. The physical education program, or PEP, lasts for an hour and a half each morning.
2, 3, 9, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, 6, sir. Up, 7, 1, sir. Welcome to a Monday.
Hey, so when you asked me about officer candidate school, I got a little video to give you a breakdown of what that looks like at the end of this.
Plebes learn about military basics, including naval organization and traditions.
Classroom sessions are used to instruct the 4th class in usually very serious tones of things in which you want them relaxed, you want them paying specific attention so they remember what's being said. Things like honor lessons, character lessons, learning the history of the naval academies, where they have Q&As, or they're doing individual instruction on things.
That was the first thing we talked about.
The essence of the Navy is the sea. Each plebe learns the basic rules of boat handling and sailing.
Lieutenant Aaron Metrick, I'm the operations officer for basic sail training. We run a 5-part curriculum course here, so they're in basically the middle section, which is Sail 3. So they've already come out and done the basics in Sail 1 with knot tying, rigging, and basic safety. Sail 2 progresses a little farther into tacking and some of the basics on seamanship, departing and leaving the docks. And now on Sail 3, we get a little more advanced with the introduction of jibing and some more of the points of sail that we'll go through. In 4 and 5, we progress even further into more advancement as far as just advanced sailing with putting it all together, putting all the pieces together so they can go through and tack and jibe on their own and have the plebes do all that. This is the first introduction for the plebes as naval officers to the maritime environment. So it's an excellent chance to get on the water, have some small unit leadership, and learn the basics of seamanship and just navigation, piloting, and just getting comfortable with the water. This is the base of the pyramid for all their sail training here at the Naval Academy and throughout their entire Navy careers. So whether they go on to be a surface warfare officer or progress in the Naval Academy up to be on the varsity offshore sailing team, all of their knowledge and the foundation begins here with us at basic sail training.
The plebes practice the fundamentals of military drill and discipline. They participate in several parades reviewed by the superintendent and the commandant of midshipmen. An officer is required to lead in combat under all kinds of circumstances.
Hey, my name's Kirk Woolfolk. I'm the director for the High Ropes course. And this is basically a confidence course for the plebes to go through to, if they are afraid of heights, you know, it helps them overcome it, hopefully. Sometimes it takes a couple times to get through it, to get over it, but it's also good for team building too. We just climb up the cargo net, and basically it's upper body strength, you know, and coordination, climbing up a cargo net. Once they get in up there, then they do 2 rope crossings. One's a double rope crossing, the next one's a single rope crossing. Then they have 2 Burma bridges, which is a 3 rope bridge, walk on one rope, hands on the other one. They go up onto it. And then they have 2 fixed tension crossings where they walk across the cable and they lean into a rope as they go across, as they traverse across. The next element is the island hopping, and it's basically a big confidence builder because we want them to just take off and run, and it's an island about every 4 feet that they step on as they run across it. And then they swing into the cargo net, and again, leg and arm strength climbing up the cargo net to the top, and then it's a joyride down on the zip line.
Alright, so this is the obstacle course. Basically, what we do out here is we take them out here, and a lot of the kids, you know, just coming from high school, they've never seen things like this. So they see all these things, and a lot of them think, you know, how am I going to get myself through this? How am I going to get over this? So we teach them individually how to do each obstacle, and it's basically like a confidence builder. Something to just show the kids, like, basically, you just don't like underestimate yourself. You come out here and you don't know anything, and by the time you leave, you ran through the whole course and you're feeling good about yourself. So it's basically just a confidence builder, something to get themselves over that mental block that, you know, some kids have, just thinking that they can't do something. As Plebes working as a team, you know, we teach them that, you know, as soon as they're done with it, it doesn't mean that they're done. They've got to go through and make sure that each one of their shipmates gets through each one of the obstacles with as much support from them as they can. But sometimes it just takes that little bit of extra, somebody yelling, "Come on, you can do it."
That's right, that's right.
Weapons safety and handling are central to any military training.
We're here today training India Company on weapons manipulation, weapons safety, and then hopefully to qualify on the M16A3 service rifle. And then over to my left they're qualifying on the M11 9mm pistol. So on the M11 pistol, they'll start out at the 3-yard line and do 12-round course of fire, and then they'll move back to the 7.5-yard line and do another 12-round course of fire. And it'll conclude the overall handgun course of fire at the 15-yard line with a 24-round course of fire at the 15-yard line. The M16 is shot, targets are out at 25 yards at all times, and they'll start off in the prone position and get an introductory course of fire and do actual scored courses of fire at the prone position. They'll move up into a kneeling position and do another 15-round course of fire, and then they'll finish with a 10-round course of fire in the standing position. So the target, they're not moving forward or backward on the target, but they're changing elevation on the from what position they're shooting from. We do this during Plebe Summer because we are a military academy, so give them a basic introduction now, and that way when they finally get out into the fleet after graduating in 4 years, they'll have that introductory skill set so they can go on to further training, which will serve them well then as well.
Basic shipboard damage control and firefighting principles are taught and practiced on land and underway on board yard patrol crafts.
We're out here teaching them basic damage control, a couple of different stations. We got hose handling, which is going to help them whenever if they ever were to have to go into a main space fire. We help them know what the different positions on the hose are and how to properly handle the hose. And secondly, we got the DC relay. And what that is that's just going to help them understand like what it actually takes to be able to get the gear from point A to point B on the ship. And then they're also going to get to put on all that gear that they're actually going to have to wear when they go down into a space and have to fight a fire. We also have pipe patching, which is just also another general tool that we use to help them to understand, you know, the importance of teamwork and, you know, what it takes to put on a soft patch, and that little things like that still do work in the Navy. And then there's a space entry as well that teach them the basic space entry skills to go in and like to check the door if it's hot by using the back of their hand, to go into space together and go down a ladder back together, just little tiny things like that. And then after they get done here, they go up to Baltimore. They have a state-of-the-art wet trainer up there, and the wet trainer is basically just a room, and they turn the water on and it fills up, and it's their job to stop the water or to keep the ship from sinking. And all these little things are going to play a major impact, not just in Plebe Summer, but 3 or 4 years from now, whenever these guys graduate and they go out to the fleet, they're going to have a better understanding of what is actually going on.
Distinguished speakers share their thoughts and experience regarding honor, integrity, and virtue. Honor is the foremost influential factor in the decision-making process of a naval officer.
And finally we feel the nose come up, and that hydraulic whine is the main landing gears that plunk up into the wheel wall, and we're climbing out over the runway, and the pilot comes up in and he says, "Congratulations, gentlemen, we just left North Vietnam." And then we believed it.
But along the way, that willpower is going to become ingrained in you. And it's going to change the way you think, and it's going to change the way you act. And it's subtle, and it's gradual, but I think it's happening, and I think it's already started.
To be part of a profession with core values, held to a higher standard. Our core values for the Navy and Marine Corps are honor, courage, and commitment.
That's an important mark when you enter the doors in Bancroft Hall after seeing your parents for the last time. Because that's the last time that your parents will see you. The parents see 4th class as civilians before they begin the transformation of the Plebe Summer into the Naval Academy of Midshipmen. And it's an important transition because you're not going to see them for 7 weeks. And in 7 weeks, your 4th class, not an entirely new individual, but you'll see things in them that they've grown up remarkably over the course of a month and a half, which is the point. It's a good transition because it'll be that transition that your midshipman remembers forever as the point between what they remember as pre-Naval Academy life and what to remember as post-Naval Academy.